skills beat circumstances. That idea alone can change the trajectory of a life if you truly understand it. Circumstances are temporary by nature. They shift with time, location, people, and luck. Money works the same way. It flows in and out, rises and falls, disappears faster than it arrives. Skills, on the other hand, behave differently. Skills compound. Once learned, they don't vanish when the market crashes, when a job ends, or when life knocks you off balance. They stay with you, waiting to be used again in a new form, a new place, a new opportunity. When you rely only on circumstances, you give your power away. You wait for the right economy, the right boss, the right break, the right support. That waiting creates stagnation. But when you invest in skills, you reclaim control. Skills turn chaos into opportunity. A person who can think critically, communicate clearly, adapt quickly, and execute consistently will always find a way forward, even when the path is unclear. The world doesn't reward effort alone, it rewards value, and skills are how value is created. Money without skills is fragile. It disappears as fast as it comes because there's nothing underneath it to regenerate more. Skills without money, however, are dangerous in the best way. They force creativity. They sharpen problem solving. They build confidence rooted in capability rather than comfort. With skills, setbacks become lessons instead of endings. Failure becomes feedback instead of identity. What makes skills so powerful is their ability to grow over time. The more you use them, the sharper they get. The sharper they get, the more opportunities they unlock. This creates momentum. One skill opens the door to the next. Learning how to learn accelerates everything else. Communication improves influence. Discipline strengthens execution. Emotional control increases consistency. Over time, these layers stack, and what once felt impossible becomes routine. Circumstances may determine where you start, but they do not dictate where you finish. Skills quietly rewrite that story. They allow you to move from reaction to intention, from survival to strategy. When the world changes, as it always does, the person with skills doesn't panic. They adapt, recalibrate, and move forward with confidence earned through capability, not comfort. Your mindset is a skill, not a personality trait, not something you're born with, not something reserved for a lucky few. It's trained, it's built, it's sharpened through repetition and intentional thought. The way you interpret failure, pressure, criticism, and uncertainty determines the ceiling of your life. Two people can experience the same setback. One sees proof they should quit. The other sees data on how to improve. The difference isn't intelligence or talent, it's mindset. A strong mindset turns obstacles into instructions. A weak one turns them into excuses. Every outcome in your life is preceded by a belief. If you believe growth is possible, you look for solutions. If you believe you're limited, you look for permission to stop. Mindset dictates behavior, and behavior compounds into results. This is why mindset must be treated like a discipline. You don't wait to feel confident before acting, you act to build confidence. You don't wait to feel ready, you prepare while afraid. The mind resists discomfort because it wants safety, but progress lives on the other side of that resistance. Training your mindset means choosing long-term growth over short-term comfort again and again. Over time, that choice becomes automatic. Learning speed is leverage in a world that refuses to slow down. The faster the world changes, the more valuable adaptability becomes. Industries shift, tools evolve, and old rules expire. The person who clings to what they already know gets left behind, while the one who can quickly acquire new skills stays relevant. Learning speed isn't about being smart, it's about being curious, humble, and consistent. It's the willingness to be bad at something long enough to get good at it. It's asking better questions, seeking feedback, and applying lessons immediately. Fast learners don't wait for permission or perfect conditions. They experiment. They fail forward. They treat information as fuel, not entertainment. Every mistake shortens the learning curve if you're paying attention. The ability to learn fast multiplies every other skill you have because it reduces the time between effort and improvement. In a competitive world, speed matters. Those who learn faster don't just survive change, they benefit from it, turning uncertainty into advantage and confusion into clarity. Communication is the bridge between what you know and what the world rewards you for. You can be incredibly skilled, intelligent, and capable, but if you cannot express value, your impact stays invisible. Every opportunity you want passes through communication, jobs, partnerships, leadership, influence. This isn't about talking more. It's about clarity. Clear thinking produces clear speech, and clear speech builds trust. When you can explain ideas simply, listen actively, and adapt your message to the person in front of you, doors open that force never could. Communication turns potential into permission. It allows you to advocate for yourself without arrogance and persuade without manipulation. Over time, this skill compounds into confidence, credibility, and control over the direction of your life. Emotional control is what keeps you steady when progress is slow and pressure is high. Life will provoke you, distract you, and test your patience relentlessly. Without emotional control, talent leaks out through inconsistency. You start strong, then disappear when things get uncomfortable. Mastery here doesn't mean suppressing emotion. It means refusing to let emotion dictate behavior. You feel fear, but still act. You feel frustration, but still focus. You feel doubt, but still show up. This skill is built in moments no one applauds, choosing discipline over impulse, purpose over relief. The more you practice emotional control, the more predictable your performance becomes, and predictability is what builds trust in yourself and others. Execution is the final separator. Ideas don't change lives, actions do. Knowledge doesn't create results, applied knowledge does. Execution means moving forward before you feel ready, before conditions are perfect, before confidence arrives. It's the ability to turn intention into behavior consistently. Excuses feel logical in the moment, but they quietly erode self-respect. Execution, even when messy, builds momentum. Momentum builds belief. Small actions done daily outperform dramatic effort done occasionally. The habit of execution reshapes identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who plans and start seeing yourself as someone who finishes. Execution over excuses is where everything either comes alive or quietly dies. Most people don't fail because they lack ideas, resources, or intelligence. They fail because they negotiate with themselves when action is required. Excuses sound reasonable. They feel protective. They tell you to wait until you're more prepared, more confident, more supported. But every time you delay action, you reinforce the habit of hesitation. Over time, that habit becomes identity. You stop trusting yourself to follow through, and self-trust is the foundation of momentum. Execution is uncomfortable because it exposes you to reality. Planning lets you stay safe in theory. Action forces feedback. But feedback is the fastest teacher there is. When you execute, you learn what works and what doesn't. You replace imagination with data. Progress doesn't require perfect strategy, it requires movement. Direction improves after motion begins, not before. The people who win aren't the ones with flawless plans, they're the ones willing to adjust in real time. Excuses often disguise themselves as logic. You tell yourself you're being patient, strategic, or cautious, when in reality you're avoiding discomfort. Growth demands friction. If what you're doing feels easy all the time, you're probably not growing. Execution trains resilience. It conditions you to act despite fear, doubt, or fatigue. Each completed action becomes proof that you can rely on yourself, and that proof compounds into confidence that doesn't depend on motivation. Consistency matters more than intensity. One dramatic effort followed by weeks of inactivity creates nothing. Small, repeatable actions build systems, and systems outperform willpower every time. Execution turns dreams into routines and routines into results. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is filled with repeated action, not inspiration. Waiting to feel ready is a trap because readiness is a byproduct of doing, not thinking. When you choose execution, you shift from victim to creator. You stop blaming timing, people, or circumstances and start focusing on controllables. You realize that progress is earned daily, not granted suddenly. Execution sharpens judgment, strengthens discipline, and builds momentum that makes future action easier. Over time, the identity changes. You are no longer someone who hopes things will work out, but someone who makes things happen through consistent, deliberate action that compounds quietly but powerfully over time.